Once upon a time, the duck and I went on a trip. We were traveling light, so we brought our mini camera to document our mini adventure. Our footage begins in Lancaster, or as the duck and I subjectively call it, the city of sheep and sunshine. We did a lot of walking and also some filming, sometimes at the same time. The duck and I were so thrilled about seeing our friend and meeting this flashy monster that we forgot walking doesn't go well with a tiny handheld camera without built-in stabilization, and my personal talent for holding cameras weird. This steady handheld pan was performed by our naturally talented friend, by the way. As soon as I was filming again, my shoddy camera work made the local ducks duck. Thankfully, because otherwise they would have heard the duck, my know-it-all travel companion, ouch, shout something about joining up to search for underwater lodgings. So weird and so insistent. I had to keep a close eye on the duck for the remainder of the walk. Fortunately, this duck was out of earshot. Even though our stay was short, the duck and I made a lot of great memories in Lancaster. Thanks to our inspirational friend, the visit also planted a seed in our minds that helped us finally muster up the courage to try jogging several years later. So, if you ever see a video of the duck and me successfully outrunning the slow kind of zombies, this trip will be our origin story. And the leftover endorphins from seeing all those fluffy sheep will be our motivation. The next morning, it was time to say goodbye to Lancaster and hop on a train to our next destination, Edinburgh. I suspect this trip was the inception of the duck's love for journeys by train. Gazing at the ever-changing scenery steadily passing by, while contemplating life and lunch, which on that day would be the tasty energy cookies our friend had packed us for the journey. Look, we've arrived in Edinburgh, one of our favorite places to explore on foot. This time with bonus sunshine. Of course, we had to make sure the castle still sat on Castle Rock. Old Town was still old. The buses were running and the trees were standing. All good. With our minds at rest, the duck and I were finally able to meet our favorite Edinburgh pals for chats, snacks, and a movie. The following morning, the duck and I walked to Newtown. We stopped to catch a glimpse of the Scott Monument, like good Edinburgh tourists, and of the David Livingstone statue, and the sunshine. Before the day turned cloudy and we determinedly, so lost, headed to the Royal Botanic Garden, where we would reunite with our friends and spend the morning studying plants, admiring art. searching bodies of water for fellow ducks, making plans for the afternoon, like where to have lunch, and sharing pieces of wisdom, like
I have nuts in my bag. Maybe that's what it's smelling.
and
The one over there has a face.
though our adventures continued, this is where our footage ends. And that's for the better, because there are only so many pieces of wisdom one can tolerate in one video. I spared you the worst ones. You're welcome, and goodbye.